You're listening to Ask When, the podcast. Folks from all walks of life talk about their daily hustle and bustle, living and celebrating life, sharing tips on becoming champions, especially for those who are muscling mental and physical disabilities. Ask When, the podcast, with your host, who has mustered over 30 years living with cerebral palsy and going strong, author and cerebral palsy advocate Wynn Charles. Ask When, the podcast starts right now.
Welcome to Ask When, everyone. Today I have David with me. David and I met via Melanie, who is a John Maxwell coach, and I was on Melanie's podcast, and so was David. Melanie does a leadership podcast, 50 great leaders, and so Melanie, there's a shout out to you, and go look up Melanie on Facebook and go contact me or David to find her, because she is a wealth of knowledge herself. She is a John Maxwell coach, as I said, but enough of my shout out to Melanie. I'm going to let David take it away.
Thank you, Wynn. My name is David Munford. I live in Cleveland, Tennessee, and I'm just honored to be here. And I guess the best story of inspiration for anybody out there is growing up. I grew up in a very Christian home, very strong Christian home. But in 2005, I decided to walk away from the church, walk away from my family, walk away from everything I knew was correct at that point. And during the 5 years that I had pushed everything away, I got heavily into pornography, heavily into drinking, heavily into the party scene, heavily into everything I knew that was not correct, and totally did not even walk in a church for 5 years or talk to my family for 5 years. So lived that way for 5 years. And in 2010, I was asked to move back home. Was asked to move out and didn't have anywhere to go. I called my parents, and at age 30, had to move back in with my parents. Being a 30-year-old male, that was a very humbling experience, very hard thing to do, but having loving parents that allowed me to move back home, I was able to move back home, and I lived with them for 6 years until I got married in 2016. And the biggest inspiration I have for anybody out there is, no matter where you've been, no matter what you're going through, you can always come back from it. No matter how many times you fall, keep getting up, keep brushing yourself off, and keep going at it, because we are only stuck when we stay down. And if we keep getting back up, then nothing can keep us down, and nothing will hold us under. So no matter where you've been or where you're at right now, keep getting back up, keep pressing forward, and take it one day at a time, and just keep moving forward, because that only at that point we will stay stuck if we do not keep moving forward.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. Now, David, what is your favorite book and why?
Oh my goodness, favorite book. That is so hard for me to say because I've read so many. I've probably any of the Rick Riordan, Percy Jackson books. I started reading the Percy Jackson the first Percy Jackson book and just fell in love with those and love reading those. All his books deal with Greek mythology or Norse mythology, anything, all those types of books. I just love reading a book that if it catches my attention and holds my attention, I will read everything. So I've read so many books. Right now I'm currently reading a Jonathan Kahn book, not really about the end times, but just about things that are going on. So it's really hard for me to say a favorite book because I love reading all types of books, and I'm a hardback person. I'm a hardback book person.
I know. I could tell. Trust me, you guys. This is a commitment to me. I and to David and to about 5 other people that are doing this Bible study, based on the John Maxwell Leadership Bible, run by Melanie, and all the rest get up on 6:30. I get up at 5:30 too. So yeah, those the early bird catches the worm, I guess. I mean, geez, and I'm like, there are days well, like, good morning. All we have to gather. Our cheerleader Melanie is the cheerleader about cheerleaders. She's playing Buttertail. I'm like, oh my god, still in bed. I'm still in bed. I'm asleep, and yet she's playing on Buttertail. So that's the commitment to us. But if your best friend had to write a book about you, what would the title be?
I was actually asked that just yesterday. It would probably be that. What was the title he said yesterday? What new is happening? Because every time I talk to him, something new, some new adventure is coming. So I guess it would be the Adventures of David, because I have a new adventure. I have a new adventure going on.
The Adventures of David. The Adventures of Win. Probably. My dear would probably say that about me too. And so, what is your morning routine?
Oh, right now my morning routine is getting up about 7:00, getting my cup of coffee, getting on the Zoom call with you, with Melanie, with everybody else that's on there, and then we do that for, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer, depending on what the conversation is.
Yes.
And then usually I get off, make sure my wife is awake, talk to her for a few minutes. And depending on my day, it could be not a whole lot going on, or it could be networking, setting up meetings for podcast. Actually, today I had a meeting with one. I'm about to guest host I'm about to guest host a podcast with another guy. I've been on his show on June 30th, so I was working on that. So my daily routines kind of depends on what the day holds for me. There's not really a set routine for me right now.
No, but right now there's not a set routine for anyone because our whole world is topsy-turvy. I mean, you're planning to go back to work as soon as you're allowed. I got laid off my job, so therefore I'm looking for income. But the whole world is topsy-turvy right now. So if we can have these meetings via Zoom and keep ourselves sane, that's perfectly fine.
Yes, it is. That's the best thing going on right now. This Bible study is probably the best morning routine I've ever done in my life. So this will definitely be part of my morning routine. is jumping on
Well,
that
yeah,
call.
if you would have said to me a year, if you would have said to me a year ago, when next year, by the time you turn 33 years old, you're going to join a Bible study at 5:30 a.m., I would have said, no, I'm not. You're nuts. You're nuts. And,
Yes.
yeah. But I'm like, okay, something needs to ground me. Something needs to ground my chaos. So, yeah.
Very true. Very true. Yeah.
And so, if you had to move houses and only take 5 things with you, what would they be?
5 things. Okay. I would probably one take my Bible. Probably I take my computer. I may not be take all my books, but I would take at least one good book. That's 3. I'll definitely take my wife because she's been my backbone and helped me in my support system through all this. And I would probably I don't know what the 5th thing would be. It would probably I'm having to watch my weight, so I'll probably take some healthy foods with me.
Yep. Well, healthy foods would be a good thing. And so, David, as we wrap this interview up, do you have any questions for me?
Yes. What is on the radar for when? Anything new coming out or any new books coming out?
Well,
What's
I
on your radar that you could
am
share with us?
I am 11-time published author, you guys, and I did that behind the scenes. I hinted at this book coming out, and now it's finally out. But I'm just waiting for it to be on Amazon. Picky, you people are picky. You like your Amazon, and I know you do. But yes, I am 11-time published author, and it feels great. And I will be completing my journalism degree in April of 2022, and then I have some other things going on in background, and I will be announcing those as soon as I can. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, I know
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it because I've been very inspired by your journey and by the things
Well,
I've learned. So
well, thank you. The little people, people are always inspired by my journey, and so I feel like I feel like God called me into content creation. I I kind of feel like what's going on right now, the coronavirus, kind of set me up for success. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it set me up for success enough so that I can work on what I want to work on and my degree and my full-time content creation.
I can agree with that. It set me up. It set me up to be able to find a true passion in my life and
Yeah.
doing these podcasts and working on some other things that I'm like you said, I have some things in the works myself. I can't really share it right now. But even through this, even when I get back to work, this will definitely not be pushed to the side. This is definitely going to be on the beside going forward too. So I've got some pretty big things coming out here in the next, I'd say, couple years probably. So
Yeah. Yeah, we're not done, you guys.
no,
David and I are not done. And so,
no.
David, where can people find you if they want to find you? I know you told me and the rest of the group that you're on LinkedIn.
Yes, that is real. That's the best way to find me.
Okay.
I'm not on any other social media
Okay.
platforms right now. That could that could change. That could change. Me and my wife have discussed about doing a joint Facebook page because I've been needing to do that. But right now the best place and the easiest place is LinkedIn. It's easy, David Munford. And if you send me a request, more than likely I will accept it. I love connecting with people. I love hearing people's journey. I love networking. So we can all learn from everybody. So that's the best
Yeah.
way to find me. And you can find me
Yeah.
on every morning at 7:30 on the Bible study with Melanie.
Yes. 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 And you guys go look up Melanie and go look up her podcast, 50 Leah's, and you will hear my story. You will hear David's story as well, and just be supportive of everyone right now as we all walk through this journey together. And I will catch you guys later, you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode. Thanks, you guys.
You just listened to Ask Win, the podcast. To become a guest in the show, visit our website at askwin.weebly.com or call 816-591-3399. Just look for Danielle. Connect with Win on Twitter at WinKellyCharles and like our Facebook page at Butterflies of Wisdom. You can also purchase Win's book through Amazon.com or get a copy of the audiobook through Audible. Ask Win, the podcast.